Alright, Shalom. I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahashai, Bahashem Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, for the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all in the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risk their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by where their forefathers seized were Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Zekalia, and I'm a prophet sent by Yahweh Shemishai, a member of the hopeful elect, out here once again another Saturday to prophesy unto you, the children of Israel, the things that are to come, to let you know of the mercies of Yahweh Shemishai and the judgments of Yahweh Shemishai. Okay? And we're in a time where prophecy is at hand, because we're at the end of the rulership of the so-called white man, who are the biblical Edomites, whose forefather goes back to Esau. It is at the end of their kingdom that we will see many signs, and these signs include the prophecies. And the end of their kingdom is the beginning of our kingdom. In 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 7, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau is the end of the world. And it's not talking about the end of the physical world that we're currently inhabiting, that I'm standing on, that we're standing on. It's talking about the end of an age or a period. Because an important part of this ministry is to go into the words, to go into the Greek and to go into the Hebrew. And when you go into the Greek in the New Testament and you look at the word world, you can find the word world with 3 different definitions. You have cosmos, which is talking about the Israelites. You have oikoumene, which is talking about the physical world. And you have aeon, which is talking about a period or age, a period of time. And so it's referring to here, when it says Esau is the end of the world, it's the end of the world, meaning the end of a period of time, which is referring to the period of time of Esau, Edom's kingdom. As this is a kingdom that has an expiry date. As this is a kingdom that was meant to be just for a little time. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is in his blessing, to be given the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. But it's a kingdom that will come to an end. So it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And this kingdom is on its way out. As it says in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 1, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And this is talking about the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Who were ruling during our Greek captivity, right? The Israelites, us, were subject to Esau, Edom during the Greek captivity and also the Roman captivity, and cast him into the bottomless pit, which is Europe, and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And then came the Dark Ages, so-called, the Byzantine Empire, which was a period of time where our people ruled. But that was not our rulership in regards to the blessing of the kingdom. That was the time where our people ruled, but it was a wicked rulership. It wasn't guided by the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemishai. Set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years be fulfilled. And so after that 1,000 years were fulfilled, where our people ruled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. So he must be loosed a little season. So Esau came back into power in his so-called Renaissance period, the rebirth of the so-called white man. And that started, you know, in its fullness, one can say in 1492, where they made a move to come over here to the Americas. They expelled the Jews from Spain and they made their hit on Granada, which are all our people, man, that were affected by this. And it says he must be loosed a little season. So it lets us know that it's for a little season. It's a temporary situation that we're currently in, being subject to the so-called white man. Because this is a kingdom that cannot last forever. It's a kingdom that's wicked, and it's a kingdom that always had an end. So the world that we're living in and the lifestyle that you people are living, which is a vile and abominable lifestyle, it's a temporary situation. In Job chapter 14 and verse 5, it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass, right? He cannot pass his bounds. So this devil, Esau Edom, a part of Bible prophecy, is knowing what is to come and knowing that his kingdom is coming to an end. And when you know that his kingdom is coming to an end, you will know that there's going to be great judgment coming from Yahweh Shemishai at the end of Esau Edom's kingdom. The scriptures say in 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So we're to measure the time diligently because we know these prophecies. So when it is that we know and believe and have faith in these prophecies, which is to have faith in Yahweh Shemishai, we know that these things will come to pass. They're sure to come. And so we look out for them continuously, day in, day out. We measure the time diligently by observing the times, by looking what's going on in the news, by observing the movements of this devil. Because this devil is getting ready, which, to be honest, we're already in the midst of it, to push his NWO, his new order upon the world. And at the forefront of that is the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And he's going to be doing all kinds of things to usher in his NWO. And we know what his agenda is. And he's going to be bringing chaos to the world. A part of his motto is order out of chaos. Order ab chaos in the Latin, as they are witches and warlocks, man, working with sorcery on the left-hand side to bring about their NWO. And a part of that is that they're going to be bringing a certain level of trouble to the world. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right? So Yahweh Shemishai is going to be visiting this world with a judgment. And Yahweh Shemishai is going to be using the devil Esau Edom, the so-called white man, to bring about these judgments upon the nation of Israel. Specifically, those of you that don't believe, those of you that turn your back to Yahweh Shemishai and would prefer to stay in this world and to continue with these vile, abominable lifestyles. The judgments are set for you. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the Lord says to look out for the signs, to measure the time diligently. And a part of that is uproars of the people in the world and earthquakes. And we've seen these things continuously over the past few years. The world, the people of the world are in constant turmoil. And so they're uproaring because they do not like the society that they're in. And the scriptures let us know that based on who is ruling, that would happen. In Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So, it's plain and straight to the point. When the righteous are in authority, which we will be in authority soon, with the end of this vile wicked kingdom, the people, the nations will rejoice. There won't be any uproars of the people in our kingdom headed by Yahushai. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And so the wicked beareth rule, the so-called white man, or the wicked, they beareth rule. In the book of Malachi, verse 1, when you read starting from verse 1 going on down, Yahweh Shemishai lets us know that Esau is the border of wickedness. They are the wicked. And when you look at those states of the world, as they're in rulership and the things that they push, you can clearly see that they're the wicked. The wicked is opposite to righteousness. And they do not establish the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemishai while they are in rulership. Instead, they promote everything that is opposite to the law, statutes, and commandments. So the people are in constant mourning. The Israelites are in mourning because we're not in rulership and we're suffering under the curses. The heathen are in mourning because the wicked are in rulership. And you even have the Edomites who are in mourning and have uproar as well, because their own people are the wicked. You know what I'm saying? So that's the situation, man. And it says, back to 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So everything that you see happening in front of you was all orchestrated, and it's all by design by Yahweh Shemishai. There are no coincidences. There are no things that happen by chance or anything like that. Everything is in perfect order. Everything is perfectly being done by Yahweh Shemishai. Each second, each minute, each hour. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And there it is once again. The end is manifest. The end of the rulership of the so-called white man, the Edomites. Their end is manifesting in front of our eyes. Because their kingdom is coming to an end. It's falling. It's deteriorating. And there's nothing that they can do to stop the prophecies, because they are sure. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. So we're going to be seeing all of these things in these end of days, man. all kinds of things. The chariots of Yahweh Shemishai, which are called so-called UFOs, now they call them NHIs, whatever label they want to put on them. They are showing themselves more and more every single day. To the point where Esau Edom has to now acknowledge their presence, because they're showing themselves so much that the people of the world, by way of the technology, the phones and the cameras, are able to take pictures of them and to video record them. And so there's a lot of discussion in the world regarding their presence. This is a sign of the end, man. And we're going to be seeing other signs. In these last days, we've been seeing all kinds of things where they're talking about this situation is unprecedented, like the fires in California, never before happened before. You have the snowstorm over there in the eastern side of America, which they're talking about. This is something that is unprecedented, or something that hasn't happened in X amount of years. We're seeing things like the planetary alignments that are coming, which that is something that is a rare occurrence. We're seeing a level of earthquakes that are occurring, which is a very rare occurrence. The level at which the frequency, you know, we're seeing all kinds of things happening in the world that are things that never happened before. These are signs of the end, and they're going to escalate. Things are going to get worse, because we're in the time of heavy judgment from Yahweh Shemishai. And so we're going to be seeing what kind of judgments the Lord will be bringing. In 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 1, it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." So the words delivered to you by the prophets of Yahweh Shemishai is by way of the will of the Lord. It is their will, Yahweh the Father and Yahushua the Son. They're two separate entities. But the will of the Father is the will of the Son. And us that do this work, it is the will of Yahweh Shemishai. This is not by our own volition. We're not in control of ourselves. When it is that you see the prophets of Yahweh Shemishai on the highways and byways doing this work and spreading the word on the internet by way of the YouTube, it is by way of the will of Yahweh Shemishai. We're simply vessels to deliver the news. "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity, the unbelief of them trouble thee that speak against thee." So we know in our position that we have the full, complete truth. And the words that we're speaking are true, and the prophecies are real and will happen. They shall come to pass. And when you measure the time diligently, you can see that they're brewing day by day by observing current events. "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness of our people." Remember this, that salvation is only for the nation of Israel. So this message is only unto you. The heathen don't matter. They cannot receive salvation. The kingdom was not built or will not be built for them. They were not given the promises. The promises were only given unto us, the children of Israel, by way of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We inherited it. So when Yahushua came, he only came for the children of Israel, and he let you lot know multiple times. So unto you that don't believe, you are the unfaithful, and you will be destroyed for your unbelief. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So these are the things, the signs that we will be seeing at the end of Esau Edom's kingdom. And they are building up each and every single day, every day. And I'm going to get those news, man, to show you lot what it is. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So wickedness is overflowing in this world. Because once again, the wicked are in rulership. And so the world follows their ways. They push their ways. In Job chapter 9 and verse 24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, to further emphasize that the wicked are in rulership. And so the people are abominable, they're vile, because you lot, our people, take on to their vile, abominable ways. And the rest of the world is wicked. So the Lord is going to be judging the world by way of 2 Esdras 15 and verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, great judgment from Yahweh Shemishai. And this great judgment is going to be by way of ultimately the Lord, but by Esau Edom. Is going to be bringing down the fullness of his blessing, which is that sword. And I've mentioned it before, so I'm going to bring it out. That blessing, man, because he's going to be using it in all its fullness and in all its wicked glory. And I'm going to go straight to the point. Genesis 27 and verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. So he will be in rulership at a period of time. But remember, Esau's rulership is temporary. And so it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, and thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And so that's the period that we're in, where he is ruling over us. But the point here to bring out is the sword. And by thy sword shalt thou live. And Esau Edom has lived by the sword. That's how he gained his power, by way of slaughtering and destroying the nations, especially the children of Israel, and then putting us into subjection. And in these last days, in these last days, he's going to be bringing down the fullness of his blessing. And he's going to be using his sword upon us, man, in all kinds of ways. And he can bring the sword by way of bringing pestilences upon us. He can bring about the famine. And of course, you know that he has all kinds of weapons to bring upon us as a nation. And in Psalm 17 and verse 13, it says, "Arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." So the wicked, which is Esau Edom, is the sword of Yahweh Shemishai. So once again, it is Yahweh Shemishai that will be bringing the judgment. But he will be using Esau Edom as a sword. They will be using Esau Edom as a sword to bring upon us, the children of Israel. And in Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4, it says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him." Who is this red horse? Esau Edom, the so-called white man that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there should be given unto him a great sword. See? That great sword to bring judgment upon the children of Israel that don't believe. And for those of us that do believe, the hopeful elect, we're known as the elect of the nation of Israel. You know, we don't know if we're going to be saved. That's why we're the hopeful elect. We're prisoners of hope. But the Lord has a portion referred to as the elect of the nation of Israel that will believe in the names of Yahweh by Shemishai, and will have faith in the mercies of Yahweh by Shemishai, and will be brought through the time of trouble and be preserved. So the Esau Edom is going to be bringing the sword, and we're heading into a time of trouble. Which is referred to as Jacob's trouble. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. "And these are the words that the Lord Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So the elect of the nation of Israel will be saved from Jacob's trouble, and will be preserved from the perils that are to come, the perils that will be brought by Esau Edom, because he wants to establish his new world order. And so he's going to be bringing chaos to the world. And we will be going through, because of this chaos, Jacob's trouble, a time upon us as a nation like never before. And the nation of Israel has gone through terrible things. So the message is to repent, because that hammer is coming down, man. And we're very close. The Lord is putting the spirit on the rulers of the Edomites to push forward right now in this present time. And in Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8 it says, And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And who is this pale horse? The Edomites, the so-called white man. And his name that sat on him was Death, and Hell followed with him, and power was given unto him. And power was given unto him. Because remember, Yahweh Shemeshai is in full control, and controlling this devil was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth, which is referring to as a miracle, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with beasts of the earth. So these are the judgments at hand. It says death and hell. Great death is coming, and great hell is coming. And when I say hell, I'm referring to being in a condition, a terrible condition. That is what is coming. Because it says, kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So remember when I read in 2 Ezra chapter 15, the Lord is bringing plague, the sword, and famine. And it's coming. Okay? So let's take a look at current events and news in the world. All right, so the judgments are at hand, the pestilence and the famine, and these things are brewing day in, day out. Right now, you have the narrative of the bird flu, and you have the narrative of the quademic, that people don't even realize of this narrative that's going on because of so many different things that are going on in the world. But the wicked elite of Esau, Edom, their ruling class, they're cooking something up, because every single day things are happening regarding this bird flu situation. And you have the narrative of the bird flu, that it is infecting the poultry, it has infected the ducks, it has infected the cattle, it can infect anything, any kind of animal, and it also can infect the humans. And they already have put out the narrative that it has mutated rapidly within humans, and that they've said that, you know, people have perished from the bird flu. And they're saying as well that the bird flu can be found in things like the cat food, which are developed in the factories, which means that they're saying that it can affect food as well. So when you look at everything that they're saying regarding it, they're saying that it can affect everything. And it is something, based on their narrative, that it is spreading all over America. And it appears to be going under the radar a little bit, just a little bit, for those not paying attention. But they're saying it's happening all over America, man. Because even just 16 hours ago, reported by NBC News, it says, as bird flu expands, concern grows over communications blackout by federal health agencies. There has been news coming out regarding the bird flu that they're saying that, you know, hospitals are becoming inundated by the situation at hand, which, you know, when you look at it, it's the same narrative that they brought out in 2020 with that situation, with the 19, right? It's the same kind of story, the same song and dance by this devil. But why would he change his tactics when the people, the majority of the people, believe him and are walking around like zombies and can't see the facts in front of their faces? He's gonna use the same thing, man. So even in this article right here, it says, as bird flu expands, infecting almost 70 people and forcing a Long Island duck farm to euthanize almost 100,000 birds, there was concern over communications blackout by the CDC and other federal health agencies. All right? So even just more recent news, Massachusetts park closed over potential bird flu outbreak. That's 25 minutes ago. Reported 25 minutes ago. 19 hours ago in Connecticut, bird flu reported in backyard flock in New Haven County. More news about bird flu in Washington, bird flu in Delaware, bird flu in Philadelphia, bird flu near Pasco, wherever that is in America. Bird flu in Illinois. That was 1 day ago. Once again in Philadelphia. They have bird flu in Maryland. Bird flu everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And it was also reported to be in Canada. So it's not only bird flu in America, but they're saying it's in Canada. And then, remember the quademic situation. Remember, by the way, in California, they declared a state of emergency over the bird flu. And in China, they talk about the quademic, which the quademic is a mixture of 4 different viruses, they're saying, that is spreading. And the bird flu is one of them. The 19 is a part of one of them. They have the norovirus. And they have one more, I don't remember the name right now, all right, over there in China, and they declared a state of emergency. And over here in the Caribbean, one of the Caribbean islands, they said that one of these viruses, I believe it's the bird flu, has arrived there. So out here in Jamaica, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Because as you can see, they're putting the narrative out there that it's spreading. And of course, the veracity of it is to be questioned, because we're dealing with the devil. And the scriptures say to never trust thy enemy. So you Israelites, every time you hear about something that this devil is doing, you always should question it. But with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you filter everything through the scriptures and everything through Bible prophecy. So the reason why I'm bringing it out is because despite the reality or non-reality of the situation in 2020, the worldwide situation, and really how much it was actually affecting the world, right? We know that pestilences are coming. So even though that one wasn't really as they said, what is to come is that it will come eventually, that there will be pestilences ravaging the world and ravaging the people and destroying them. So this is the current one that is at hand that they're putting out there. So I'm bringing it out. In Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 15, it says, the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. So remember the judgments of Yahweh Shemini Sharatai. And as we get closer to the end of Esau's kingdom, heading into Jacob's trouble, the Lord is going to be bringing famine and pestilence. So the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. So this is coming, man. And so going back to this bird flu situation, or rather the quademic. So in the news it says that 4 viruses are circulating the looming quademic. They're already letting you know, man. And they're already talking about bringing about certain restrictions, such as the mask mandate. And do not be surprised if when they really put the gas pedal on this, that they bring about lockdowns once again. So let's see what's going on. Look at the news. And you know what? Y'all can Google this yourselves, man. For those of you that sincerely believe, Google it. Look it up. It says 1 day ago, Kentucky, in midst of a quademic as these 4 illnesses spread. 1 day ago, quademic of respiratory diseases causes havoc in Mid-South. Reported by Fox News 3 days ago, has a quademic hit the US? 4 viral infections and what to know about them. Louisville, doctors warn of new quademic. Is US staring at a quademic? And they're called the 4, here they go. The flu, the 19 one, the RSV, and the norovirus. They say it is surging worldwide. Something is brewing, man. This devil is making his move. Another one, quademic spreading in Mississippi. So remember this, the pestilences are at hand, but guess what? The famine is at hand as well. And one thing with this bird flu, they're doing something that they didn't do before with the worldwide pandemic. They're putting a narrative out there that the bird flu, remember this, it's affecting the livestock. And so because it's affecting the livestock, it now is affecting the food. You know? So famine is at hand. And this is one of the many ways that the Lord can bring about famine. The livestock can be affected by pestilences. World War III is a part of Bible prophecies already started. You know, the elder Apostle Tahar says that, and when you look at current events, World War III has already started. And so, World War III can cause the countries to want to be self-sufficient. And when they decide to be self-sufficient, countries are no longer exporting goods. And so countries like Jamaica are reliant on the importing of goods. Out here in Jamaica, the numbers like 90% of the goods out here is imported. So if we don't get any ships coming into Jamaica, Jamaica is going to starve. So that's one way the famine can come in. But right now what we're seeing in real time is that they're saying that the bird flu is affecting the livestock, especially the chicken. So in the news, in the news. So apparently, you know, because of the bird flu, they say that it's been affecting the poultry and stuff, right? And so they've been euthanizing, they've been destroying the poultry and all this kind of stuff, the chicken. And now, apparently the bird flu has affected the largest poultry manufacturer, or whatever however it is worded, in Georgia. So here we go. From the Gateway Pundit, state of Georgia halts poultry sales. The Georgia Department of Agriculture announced the suspension of all poultry-related activities in the state after a case of highly pathogenic avian influenza, that's the bird flu, was detected in a commercial facility. The positive case of HPAI found by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service at a commercial poultry operation in Elbert County, Georgia, was first discovered in a commercial operation in the Peach State according to its January 17th notice. All right? And so it's ongoing. Let me get the next article. All right, so they're halting poultry sales, which means that you're not going to be finding no chicken in the grocery stores, man. This is the largest manufacturer of chicken in America. And y'all think that it's not going to affect out here? And what about when they push the narrative, continue to push it, that the chicken are being infected all around the world? There won't be no more chicken. So that would be cutting off the food supply. From Zero Hedge, destruction is coming, man. Egg prices catapult into blue sky breakout as bird flu sparks worsening shortage. So because of the chicken situation, there's a shortage of eggs. Obviously, because the chicken are being slaughtered. So there's no poultry, there's no chicken, so obviously there's going to be no eggs. Any byproduct of the chicken. So it says, an ongoing and devastating avian influenza outbreak has severely dented the nation's egg-producing hen population. You hear how they're saying it? An ongoing and devastating. You know, you have to read between the lines, because it's the same narrative that they put out there within the worldwide pandemic. Okay? Driving wholesale prices into record high territory and far surpassing the price explosion seen a few years ago when the bird flu first emerged. Surpassing the price explosion. Inflation. Because of the shortage. Another way of experiencing famine. Because when there's inflation and your purchasing power decreases because of the increase of price, and you're not getting paid more, and everything is rising, you won't have the same amount of money to be able to purchase food. And this is coming onto you Israelites. Because everything is becoming more expensive. And then because of the shortage. And the shortage is going to lead to none at all. And then this devil, is going to conveniently have his synthetic meats and all of these kinds of things. They're getting rid of these things intentionally. It's a part of their NWO. Okay? But in Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 16 it says, moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I'll break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. So the Lord is going to break the staff of bread. So your food is going to lessen. and they shall eat bread by weight and with care. So the time is coming where the food that is available, the nation of Israel, and really the rest of the world as well, is going to be measuring out the food, because it's not going to be available like that. And they're showing you right now that they're bringing it about by way of this whole bird flu situation, destroying the poultry. So there's a chicken shortage, egg shortage, you see? And don't be surprised, because they've mentioned already that like the cattle can get it as well. And there already has been mentions of milk shortages because of that. So don't be surprised when they start to mention that the cows as well, and the beef shortages. And they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, right? So it's not only going to be food, but it's going to be of water. The famine includes food and water. And so we will see as time goes on, just like how we're seeing now with the shortage of the chicken and the eggs, we're going to see how they bring about the shortage of water. Time reveals all things, right? Because Bible prophecy is at hand. Because we're at the end of days. So it says, this is an alarming trend, and egg prices at the supermarket will likely rise further in the weeks and months ahead. The latest wholesale data from Uner Barry shows that the price of a dozen of eggs has jumped to a record high of 5.4. Once again, unprecedented things. A record high. Signs of the times. All right? When we're experiencing things that we've never experienced before, things that are feeling terrible and catastrophic, it's a sign of the time. Exceeding the previous peak of $4.65 set in December 2022. Rising wholesale prices are expected to continue pressuring supermarket prices higher. Listen to this. According to the USDA's bird flu dashboard, 15.5 million birds across the lower 48 have been infected by avian influenza over the last 30 days. In the last 30 days, 15.5 million birds have been infected by the bird flu. And they're using that quote-unquote infection as a reason to destroy them. About 20 million egg-laying hens died in the fourth quarter of 2024 because of the escalating health crisis denting the nation's egg-laying population. And then it says, unlike in past years, in 2024, all major production systems experienced significant losses, including conventional cage-free, and certified organic types. And so this isn't just in the news of it happening. People on social media are reporting of these egg shortages over there in America. It says, one person says, the egg shortage is real. And if you could see the image that I'm looking at over there in America, the shelves are completely empty. They can't find any eggs. And they're putting an egg update. And people are like, there's an egg supply shortage. It's all over social media. At one grocery store, they're saying that it's $10 a dozen. And people are already crying about it. All right? So that situation is at hand. And the scriptures say that the famine is a very serious judgment. Because the sword is coming, the pestilence, everything. But the famine is really a terrible judgment that is coming upon the nation of Israel. It says in Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 9, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away stricken through for want of the fruits of the field, right? So it's better to die of the sword than to die of famine. Okay? It's a terrible death. And the famine is going to get so bad out here and all around the world that cannibalism is coming. The scriptures say, Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 20, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Yeah, and this is literal, because when you go into the Hebrew, when it says they shall eat is the word akal, which is to eat or to devour every man the flesh. Flesh is bashar, which is flesh of the body and of his own arm. Arm is talking about your arm or forearm. So this is literally coming, and the famine is going to bring this about, man. And in the book of 2nd Esdras, it lets us know the times that we're going to be heading into. And I'm going to bring it from both 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and 2nd Esdras chapter 16. Because what I am saying to you, the children of Israel, is something that is fearful. You do not want to be caught out there by these judgments coming from Yahweh Shemishai. Yahweh Shemishai is not playing no games, man. And y'all can go about your daily lives and y'all can walk by and think that when you see the prophets of Yahweh Shemishai that we're crazy and that we're madmen and that you look down upon us. But we don't care, man. We don't care. Because really what's at hand is Bible prophecy and the judgments of Yahweh Shemishai and the warning. Okay? I'll actually start in 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 17. What? Salakio. I'm a bit under the weather. 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 17. Woe is me! Woe is me! Who will deliver me in those days? So this is what the prophet Esdras saw. Whoa! Because of how devastating the times are, man, and how devastating the times will be, when the prophet Esdras was given this vision, he said, whoa! Because he was afraid. He was terrified. And he said, who will deliver me in those days? And of course, who will deliver the elect of the nation of Israel in these days? Yahweh Shemishai will deliver us in those days, man, the hopeful elect. The beginning of sorrows, and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars. And the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do? What shall I do when these evils shall come. Right, he says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. I remember this. I'm going to go to St. Matthew chapter 24. Because Yahushua made us know everything, right? And in this part right here, he lets us know what's up. In Matthew 24 and verse 6 it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And we've seen these things. We're in that time. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and that is happening in real time once again. We are far gone the days that when we're prophesying, that we're saying it is to come. No, at this point in time, we're living in it. By measuring the time diligently, the prophets of Yahweh Shemishai are able to confidently say that we are living in these times now. And it's true. Nation is rising against nation. Kingdom against kingdom. And these situations that are happening right now are really Edomite situations, Edomite fights. They're in rulership, and there's a lot of infighting with Esau, Edom. And what does the scripture say about that? The scriptures say, to paraphrase, if Satan be divided against himself, that he hath an end. So the Edomites are divided, and you can see it by current events. That America and NATO, those still aligned, are broken. You see Turkey fighting against the state of Israel while being a part of NATO, while also moving towards being aligned with Russia and Iran. Russia, another Edomite superpower, fighting against America and NATO and the EU. And then Russia has enlisted the help of the heathen, such as Iran and those that are, and the so-called African nations, and those that are a part of the BRICS, to go against America and NATO. So this is really these are Edomite troubles. You know what I'm saying? Us, the nation of Israel, we don't have no power. We're in captivity. We're under the curses. We don't have no power. Everything that's happening are Edomite skirmishes. And their kingdom hath an end, because they're against each other. Just like how there was a division with the nation of Israel between the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Right? And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So you see, there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So we've seen these things. The earthquakes, day in, day out, regular thing. The pestilences, I brought that out throughout this this lesson on the highways and byways, this camp that is brewing. And then the famine is impending as well. And then over there in Sudan, they already have a famine. And Venezuela has experienced a famine, and it is sure to come, because of the words of Yahweh Shemishai will come to pass. But get this, there's a certain part in it where Yahweh says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. The beginning of sorrows. So when we're seeing the rumors of wars, the nations rising against each other, the pestilences, the famines, and the earthquakes, Yahushua let us know that these are the beginning of sorrows. So what else is coming? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the time of Jacob's trouble. And Jacob's trouble as well, low key, is beginning. Because over there in America, our people, the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, because of the new emperor that has been reinstated, you know, because he ruled once before. He ruled once before. All right. We believe through the Spirit that he is Emperor Nero. And reincarnation is real if you can receive it. So he's ruled before. But also he did rule. I'm talking about Trump. He did rule before, you know, that 4 years ago, before Biden. Then Biden came in and now he's ruling again. And he's bringing down the hammer upon the Northern Kingdom Israelites. He's brought his, you know, with the whole raids and the whole immigration thing. And he's even having the audacity to do the same thing to the so-called Native Americans, the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians, so-called. And he's bringing about discussions about their birthright, when our people were there from the beginning. And they conquered that land and murdered our people and brought great hell upon our people and stole that land over there in America. And now they have the audacity to question them being there first. But these are the troubles that our people are going to be experiencing. And you know, one thing about it is that, you know, when you look at how history has been, you know, the Northern Kingdom were really affected first in 1492 when Esau came into power. And then in 1619, the Southern Kingdom, the Negroes, were affected. So it looks like it's going to be the same kind of thing again. But Yahushua says that all these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're heading into the time of sorrows, man. And Esau Edom's New World Order is at hand. So there's going to be great chaos being brought upon the world. So going back to 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 18, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So these things are coming. Famine and plague, tribulation and anguish. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So that is our people that refuse to turn unto Yahweh Shemishai and to repent. All right? They're going to be destroyed by the judgments of the Lord that are coming. And it's clear to see that they're on their way. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, you see? So it's going to continue to escalate. The beginning of sorrows. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, mass death. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. And why are they going to be thrown out as dung? Because the judgments at hand are going to be so frequent and so devastating. You get what I'm saying? It's going to be so terrible that judgment happens every single day. But we're going to be seeing a time where people are dying by the hundreds. And you're going to be experiencing your loved ones that don't believe, they're just going to be perishing. And there won't be any time for any kind of funerals, because the world is going to be in a state of devastation and a state of chaos. So there won't be any funerals to be burying all of the multitude that will be dying. The bodies will be thrown out and be rotting in the streets. And the other that escaped the Salakia, for the earth shall be wasted and the city shall be cast down. So you see, everything that I say is brought to you by the scriptures of Yahweh Shemishai. It literally tells you, the earth shall be wasted and the city shall be cast down. It literally tells you. And the Lord says, 2 Ezra 16 and verse 37, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. They're not slack because they are sure to come. It is written and it will happen. The judgments will happen. The mercy will happen of the elect for the elect of the nation of Israel. The kingdom will be established. Yahushua will deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire by way of the ICBM missiles. The mark of the beast prophecy, which is the microchip, is going to be made manifest. The famine of the word is coming. The persecution of the prophets is coming. All of these prophecies are coming. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. This is Isaiah chapter 15 and verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So the prophecies are sure to come, and this should put fear in you. But it is known that the elect will receive it in Romans chapter 11 and verse 7. It says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So the elect of the nation of Israel will receive this word and will fear Yahweh Shemishai. And we know that Yahweh Shemishai is in full and absolute control. So when it is that the judgments come, we will have faith in Yahweh Shemishai that the Lord will preserve us from the judgments. But the non-elect, the unfaithful of our people that don't believe in Yahweh Shemishai will be destroyed. And so we know that that is simply their purpose, to be destroyed. Because the scriptures say in 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 22, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept. So the multitude perish, which is our people. They are the multitude because the majority of our people are going to be destroyed. In Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8, it says that 1/3 shall be kept, but 2/3 shall be destroyed. So when America is destroyed by thermonuclear fire, by way of the ICBM missiles, Yahweh Shemishai is going to be destroying 2/3 of our people, which is the majority, the multitude. And the 1/3, which is the remnant, will be saved from the destruction, which also shows you that the elect are going to be preserved from all of the judgments to come, everything that I've read about. And let my grape be kept, which is the elect of the nation of Israel, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. So Yahweh Shemishai is perfecting the elect of the nation of Israel day in, day out. And we that believe right now, we are of the hope for the elect, who Yahweh Shemishai are perfecting, right, day in, day out, through the Spirit. All right? But these days are coming, man. And in 2 Ezra chapter 15, it lets us know, because the Lord says the beginning of sorrows, right? So let's see what other things are going to be coming in these end of days. 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So there's going to be the people of the world. Remember, it says the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn. So it's going to get to a time where, because of the famine, because of the chaos and everything, people are going to be in a state of destitute. And so they're going to be fighting one against another. All right? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So the time is going to be so awful. People are going to lose their jobs. People are going to see their loved ones die. People are going to be starving, that they're going to feel like there's no hope. They're going to feel like, well, this is it. So they're going to be acting out, and they're going to be doing things that they wouldn't have done otherwise when things were okay. And so they're going to ignore the authorities. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So because of the times that are coming, Esau, Edom, is going to establish martial law. And that can come in various ways. They can have a martial law by, certain attacks, or they can put out there a medical martial law. They can really bring it in for whatever reason they want to. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So once again, the city shall be troubled, houses destroyed. Because when people feel like they have nothing to lose, they're going to be going out and they're going to be slaughtering other people for food. And all these things. And they're going to be slaying each other for the bread. And it says here, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So they're going to be slaughtering one another. People that were friends before, people who loved, had a good relationship with their neighbors and whoever else. Those days are going to be changing, man. People are going to be attacking each other. And the scriptures say in Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So we're supposed to observe the times and observe every time we go out into the public, whatever situation we're in, we're supposed to observe it because we're in certain times, redeeming the time because the days are evil. The days are in fact evil. And the days are going to become more evil. The scriptures say that we're going to be in perilous times. But for those of us that believe, we know that Yahweh Shemishai is going to protect us, man, and keep us safe. Because a part of these perilous times that are coming upon us as the hopeful elect is that Esau, Edom is going to be coming to attack us. For those of us that believe, as you can see, many things are going to be happening in these last days, man. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68, and remember this, the mark of the beast prophecy, which is the microchip, is at hand. And every move that Esau, Edom makes, it is so that he can bring about his new world order, which the purpose of that new world order is to bring about that microchip. And that's why they're talking about this intelligence age. And that's why Donald Trump is talking about this $500 million or whatever, or $1 billion AI infrastructure that they're putting out. And that's why they're having this meeting over there in Davos right now. And they're bringing it out that they're moving towards this fourth industrial revolution, which is really the age of technology. All of this is at hand, man. Everything they're doing is to bring about this purpose. And so we will be going through this time. Because remember the mark of the beast prophecy, right? Because the mark of the beast prophecy the Spirit is leading me to it, man. The Spirit has led me to it. When they establish their NWO and their mark of the beast and push that, it says, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, which is Esau's system, and the image of the beast is of that Roman Empire, which America is the redux of the Roman Empire. It is the rebirth of the Roman Empire. And so America takes on to those same ways. America is also known as spiritually Sodom and Egypt, and America takes on to those ways. America is known as Mystery Babylon the Great, the place of confusion, and America takes on to those ways. Right? So it is their system. And cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you do not bend the knee to the system to be a part of it, they will in fact slaughter those that don't take a part of it. And we know, based on Bible prophecy, that some of us will be beheaded that believe, and some of us will be thrown in prison, but remain faithful unto death, and we shall receive a crown of life. But they will not be able to lay hands on all of the elect, man, because there's a portion to be saved, the remnant. But what is coming that is really going to cause a lot of trouble is this mark of the beast prophecy. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So it's going to become something that is mandatory worldwide. He causeth all, so the entire world, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you won't be able to buy or sell. So unless you have the microchip, which is the mark of the beast, you won't be able to conduct business. And you won't be able to be a part of buying. You won't be able to buy food. You won't be able to have access to government services. You won't have access to anything that's within the cities. And that's why they're building these smart cities, and they're building these 15-minute cities. And they're making it, cities that are completely technologically driven. And I think, if I interpreted correctly, there is an article that said that, the cities right now in 2025 can actually already be used to bring about these cities. So, the time is really close. The scriptures say that now is redeeming the that our salvation is nearer than when we believed. Right? So this devil is really pushing it, man. And everything is really in place because people are already microchipped. And, they talk about the smart cities, the 15-minute cities, but just know this, that the payment systems that are already put in place in America, the UK, Europe, and obviously the rest of the world can already facilitate the usage of microchip payments. And they're developing their central bank digital currencies, which is the digital payment system, and their digital IDs, which the digital ID is consolidating all of your information on it, including your medical, your financial, and they're already showing you that they're going to connect your social media to it, government services to it, the internet to it, your phone to it, everything. So that microchip is going to be that all foreign use. And so the people, when microchipped, are going to be connected to the entire world by way of technology. Salakia misspoke, by way of the cities. So they're going to be connected to the cities, and the cities that are going to be built and instituted with all these technologies, they're going to be using their microchip for everything that they do. And that's their NWO at hand, right? And so in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, us, the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, we're going to be experiencing this when they usher in the mark of the beast, which is that microchip. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. And look at that right there. I just saw a video come in from Remnant Saved 144, which is the elder Yashawambo. Path to the mark of the beast, the digital renaissance. And that's what they've been talking about, man. That's the hot topic right now. They're calling it the intelligence age. Because everything that we see happening right now is to bring about that prophecy. And remember, the destruction, the salvation and the destruction cannot occur until the mark of the beast prophecy is made manifest. So that is what we're looking towards right now. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. For they shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So it's going to be a violent uprising upon us, man, that believe in Yahweh Shemishai. And it will take a great amount of faith in these days because of how terrible it's going to be, man. A great amount of faith. And it is going to require divine intervention from Yahweh Shemishai to get through these times. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, talking to the elect of the nation of Israel. Said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So Yahweh Shemishai will deliver us from all of these things that are coming. All of these judgments that are at hand. And it's very close, man. It's clear to see. It's clear to see that we're at the end. And everything is filtered through Bible prophecy. And that's how we know. Alright? So repent. Repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Alright? So with that, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kodesh. And once again, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and the brothers like-minded who are teaching the doctrine, the full doctrine, the true doctrine, the 100% truth, day in, day out, hoping for salvation. And shalom as well to the men, women, and children that believe, the helps. Shalom to you all, man. Our salvation is there than when we believe. And Yahweh Shemishai is speeding everything up. Shalom.